Sick. I always get nervous at this part. Welcome to Talk About with Lust. I'm your host, Lust. That's me. And today we have a special guest. This lovely lady over here on the left. Go ahead and state your name and your Instagram, please.
Hey, I'm Davi
Oh, I think you gotta look at this one, right, Kiko?
at Pretty Ugly Tattoos.
Is this one mine,
It's
right?
me.
Sick. And this is actually both of us, just so we both know. And this is actually the hot seat, so the camera's always gonna be on you. So you
Thank
could
you.
say hi to that one all the time. But yeah, so you're a tattoo artist, as you said.
Yes, I'm kind of new in the game still.
How long you been tatting?
I started my apprenticeship in 2018, so it's been like 5 years.
I mean, apprenticeship technically. There goes Carly, and she's gone. What happened? I mean, apprenticeships usually. I mean, it's a year. So
Yeah, mine was dragged the fuck out.
really,
I feel like, yeah, it was dragged out, and it wasn't just tattooing. I was piercing.
oh
I
yeah.
was managing a shop
So did you learn piercing and tattooing?
at the same damn time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
that's fun.
Yeah,
I used to shake for the piercings. That shit
I
was
bet. Which one would you say was your hardest piercing to like overcome?
I don't really like piercing tongues. Like piercing tongues is
I think a lot of people say that shit though.
because it's that it moves.
Yeah,
It moves. It's wet.
the whole
It's
time.
slippery.
Like people are like tugging on you. Like, what do you mean it moves?
Like you have the tongue.
Yeah.
The tongue's on the tongue.
Tongue twister.
And it will just move, and then the person's tongue will start to tremble once it's been
Yeah.
for too long. It'll start to yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest one to do, and I feel like that one never comes out like completely straight. You'll get it crooked often.
Okay.
So if you're doing the surface piercing, it'll come out crooked, and a lot of people have like the vein at the bottom of the tongue, which I've had my tongue pierced like 6 times, so I know like from experience of like having it pierced and then from piercing
Yeah.
it too. It just
Honestly, like, because like again, we were just talking about age. I'm 30, 34, turning 35. I feel like the tongue piercing was such a popular thing during like high school times that I'm surprised that even guys are getting them. You know, guys are like, oh, I want mine's more forward and all that shit. And I was like, I never got a fucking tongue piercing in my fucking life.
to
I
this
did
day.
get never, ever.
Wow.
Just never like was curious to even deal with that shit. You know what I mean?
You
I
probably
feel
didn't
like,
want to fuck up your teeth.
is that what it does?
No, I'm just sometimes because the metal is in your mouth.
Yeah, but no, I never even had that in conscious. I just never fucking like. I got my nipples pierced and I rocked it for like at the most 3 months. That shit was brutal. Like, and I surf, so it was like I got. I think I got my nipples pierced. I want to say around the winter time because I just remember there was a lot of surf, and I got my nipples pierced, and then I went to the beach, and I remember just like the board rubbing on my chest, and I was like, I can't do this no more, and I took it off in the ocean.
Yeah,
But
the timing of that is
yeah,
crucial.
that shit was probably one of the worst piercings of my life. Next, like, and I used to have gauges.
My nose was bad.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I've done my nose 4 times, 4 or 5 times, but I blame it on the bar because like you have the L bars,
Yeah.
and then when you do the L bars, it's like depending when you sleep, it can slide out. I've even had the corked ones still slides out. I know nose rings are always shitty until I got to this one, and then also me being like in my head, I used to get those bumps, that little bump,
Vaccine.
like a little keloid.
Yep, the keloid.
And I would freak out. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm
ugly now.
I'm gonna get a nose boil." So yeah.
Oh my god, that thing you posted on Instagram yesterday.
Dude, that was sick, right?
That shit was crazy.
Kiko, you saw that shit? The guy with the glasses that put the nub on the has like a little tube,
a
like a little tumor,
a fucking
big ass tumor on his head, and he can hold his glasses on it. I was like, oh my god. Right. But so now what? Piercings to you? Run them all day?
So honestly, we have a piercer at the shop. So right now I mainly pierce anybody who is like already a client or someone who's hitting me up directly to get a piercing. Or when I'm on like going to get a spot somewhere, I'll take my piercing stuff.
Oh. So lately you just kind of been trying to focus more on the tattoo.
More on tattooing.
Oh yeah.
Definitely slowing shit down.
You know, that's the crazy thing is like that's the biggest part of tattooing. What? And me being like hyper, like we were just talking about being hyper as shit and all that. Like I'm super hyper. Someone asked me, he's like, yo, so if you stopped smoking weed and all that shit, it's like, how would you be? And I was like, bro, I'm just fucking lit, bro. I'm just like, hey, let's do that. Yeah, let's go. And
Like
it's
the
like,
yes man.
yeah. So
Me
I'm
too.
never like mellow, like I'm never like chilling. I remember I would do shows and my homegirl Tina be like, Josh, you smoked yet? And I was like, nah, I still haven't really smoked. She's like, go smoke a joint right quick before you tattoo this guy. And it's like, I've learned like the slower the better. Like you take more time packing it, like you notice the details. Another thing we were just talking about pressure. So like if you slow down, you can like you can see the machine kind of build the shade. And then you can even take black and just brush it and it'll do the same effect. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And that only works if you slow the fuck down. Because you're over here just wah, 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 wah. Like you're just gonna pack the fuck out of it.
You could work off black and build your grays like that. So
because sometimes it doesn't that fade does not come out even if you did a good drop count. It literally is learning how to push that black out. It works way better than like, oh, I'm gonna do a 7 drop to a 5 drop or to it's like that's just bogus low key. And honestly, in prison they don't have that shit. It's just fucking black, and that shit looks great in prison. So it's like, what the fuck? So
some
like,
of them,
some of them, you're right. I mean, some prison tattoos are just line work, so it's like
right. So with me, most of my work right now is just line work, and the reason being was, I for my apprenticeship, I was stuck on a 7-round liner. Like I could not use anything else but that. And
that's good.
I was told by everyone around me, although the artists around me, that my lines were super clean.
Yeah.
So from the beginning, that's just what I've been good at. No one ever really cared to see me for anything else because they were so amazed.
My boss tried to put me on that when I first started tattooing in the shop. Mm-hmm. Because I did letterings. So he was like, I started doing a bunch of line work and he was like, this should be your niche. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing that. Cause I've always wanted to do like punk tattoos and like black and gray. He's like, no, man, if you stuck with line work, you'll fucking kill it. And I was like, no, I can't.
I mean, I like it. It's not that.
But I feel like it's better for women for the fact is like girls like dainty tattoos.
Girls love that was me when I first started getting tattoos.
Yeah. So it's like girls love dainty tattoos. I didn't think I was gonna have like most of my client base at that time was mostly male, you know? Mm-hmm. So I never really fucked with it. I was like, no, I want big ass dark pieces. And it's like, but the thing is like line work is harder than doing a big ass piece. Because the fact is like
you can't fuck up.
Exactly. And weight distribution is weight distribution. It's like knowing letters, like being good at letters, you have to be is because we know what a letter looks like. And we know if a line looks thicker or thin. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like obvious. It's hard as fuck.
I think though tattooing has definitely calmed my anxiety. I feel like I was a super anxious person. So it's literally become my therapy being a tattoo artist.
Have you painted and did art before?
I've always done art.
Okay.
Always designed, always been into different forms of art.
What was like your main medium before tattoos?
Pencil, paper.
Okay.
And to this day, everything I do, I'm writing it down. Have to be. Even with the like iPad, it's really hard for me to connect with the fucking iPad. Yeah.
So I have a lot of artists that even introduced me to the whole fact of draw it on paper, take a picture, and transfer it to the tablet to crispen it up for a tattoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm an oil painter. Before I got into all the I mean, I've been tattooing since I was 19, but again, like I said, I was self-taught until I'm gonna say I've been working out of a shop or whatever for like 6-7 years. So I was self-taught all the way then. So the thing is with me is like I love art. Like I've been a graffiti artist. I always did like full-on paintings. So to like just be confined to a tablet or just skin is not enough for me, you know? And it's like you can only do so much, you know? Like even though we got like Steve Butcher, that like motherfucker makes like paintings out of tattoo, like it doesn't compare to nothing to a drawing. Right. There's so much depth in paper.
Maybe it's the screen too that it's like a death trap. Any screen light in the face is like it's a disconnect from like nature's way.
What's up, peoples? Got Owen.
Do I want to take a break?
Yeah. Good. We can keep rolling. Want to keep rolling?
I'm good.
Yeah. Rolling. What's up, Owen? All right, good old London town.
Yeah.
We're running it. But yeah, I love the fundamentals. Like
I think tattooing goes way deeper than just art too, though. It's a healing thing for a lot of people, and I love being that person that people could find.
Go ahead, keep talking.
It's like you're a therapist in a sense, and then you're also getting to like fuck with people's bodies. So for anyone who likes that intimacy, I love that level of intimacy, being that close to people.
No, for sure. So and even me as a guy, I mean, because like the older industry was a lot of creepy ass people and shit. So me as a guy is like when you work on a girl and like you work in certain spots, you know, like they kind of trust you at that point to be that close, you know? Right. So it's like it's cool to be like that person to someone like that. My other thing too is funny that we even talk about it's like it's a healing process because someone was like I was talking to I think it was the last episode we were talking about cutting. He was like, and I was like, damn, I've never cut myself. But then I looked at myself and I was like, but I'm all tattooed. So you can basically consider tattoo a form of cutting.
I think too, for me, like when I was going through a lot of the issues with my son's dad, and he would be at his dad's house for the few days that he would be there, I would go get tattooed just to get out of my fucking feelings, to get out of my mind. So it was a form of therapy, just receiving it to be like, oh fuck, like what I'm feeling is not that important because I'm getting fucked up right now.
Yeah. Because another thing is like a lot of the pain that we put ourselves through in life is all like our brain puts so much weight on it and it's really not that serious. You know what I mean? Right. It's like I saw the other night online, the guy was like, stop thinking about it. Stop sweating it so much. It's like, if it's bad or good, it's going to happen. So just fucking chill and enjoy it for what it is. You know what I mean? Right. And I was like, I feel like a lot of people just got to hear that shit. It's like, there's nothing there's nothing you can really do about it. Like, obviously you can
fix it, but you gotta let the process play out. Like when I was getting credit card debt, I would be like stressing, and then I was like, but these motherfuckers aren't coming to my house to shank me. I'll be all right.
And it's fucked up because like we're over here talking about credit because I'm over here trying to get a house. So like it's crazy, like they're over here bitching about stupid little credit shit on my shit, but then it's like these niggas in the fucking White House and Capitol Hill and all that are highly in debt. They fucking write fraud checks all the time.
Right. Like, I mean, you gotta get in debt to get anywhere. You know what I mean? Like you have to invest. And essentially, if you could do it without using credit, that's amazing. If you could do it without a loan, which I feel like is a better way to do it.
And there's a lot of people from what I've been told and like chilling with certain people, there's a lot of old people out there that are 70 years old and have a bunch of money and they're like, I want to take this one last shot in business, you know? I'm like, here's 100,000, make me money. And if you don't make me money, I'm probably dying the next 10 years. So it's like,
fuck it.
Yeah, so run it. So like, if you have a good fucking business plan, I like my boy told me, and he's into like a lot of like brokerage stuff. He says they would invest in you, no problem. My buddy just got invested on for his real estate company. Got they got like 150,000 or some shit, and they wrote out a plan. And the guy's old as shit, but I mean, he believes in it, and they got funded. Now they got a fucking legit business.
Some old poppies.
Yeah, and they're fucking killing it in Massachusetts in the real estate business, yo. But yeah, man, we need someone to believe in us for sure. Need that check. But no, but it, like going back to that whole tattooing thing, it's definitely dope because like another thing is like I've been trying to teach myself too is like be more like firm with like your prices and everything else too, because you gotta understand there's nothing in life that like lasts that long. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's like, and I even saw a post like, nah, charge them full price. These motherfuckers are buying Jordans and fucking Prags all day.
That part, they're spending $80 on a fucking one night dinner with somebody they don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, and this, like, yo, this tattoo, I got it when I was 17 years old. Still fucking there. Still like, it's old traditional, but it's
that's you forever.
Forever. And I think I paid like, I don't know, at that time it was like close to $2,000. But even if you even did the math, I think that's still less than like $3 a day.
Now and later it'll be even less than that.
It'll be like a quarter.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. Like there's nothing in your life you can honestly say you've had this long. And you got to enjoy it and it's still part of you. Like
I feel like it makes us more interesting too to be naked and whatever insecurities we might have. You're like, oh, fuck that insecurity. Look at this cool ass fucking tattoo I got. And it gives people a reason to be curious about you. Anywhere you go.
But I feel like there gets to a point that you get so many tattoos that no one even waste their time and look. Everyone's like, I'll say something about a tattoo and be like, you have that tattoo? Where is it? And it's like, dude, I mean, after so much, it's like, where the fuck? Like,
I love it because it's like a blueprint of your soul.
oh yeah.
Almost like
No, dude, I can go back and be like, I remember when I did this. Like, I covered up my knuckles and got him redone by Ray Ray, and it's because like I was too high or too drunk the night before, and then I got like Goodbye Love when it was supposed to be Odio and Amor.
oh my
And
god,
it's like I can't rock with that shit.
Drunk tattoos. Let's talk about our pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves as a tattoo artist.
Pet peeves as a tattoo
People
artist?
Coming in super drunk. Or one of my biggest pet peeves, I feel like, is when clients come in, it's usually the younger ones, and they bring their whole fucking family. Oh. All their friends.
Yeah. But that's spring break.
Oh my god.
That's spring break all
and
day.
And everyone has to put their 3-5 cents in.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not that. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't look good there.
No.
I think it should be bigger.
I don't think it should be here. Yeah. It fucks up the entire energy. I feel like. Yeah. Behind that tattoo.
Because then you get frustrated with the person.
I try. I don't really. I hate to toot my own horn, but I don't get too frustrated with clients. There's a little bit of energy levels in there. I check myself. Okay. Deep breaths. You have to, because that's what they're there for. They're there. You know, I was also that girl getting tattooed at 16, being like, no, replace my stencil 15 times. Yeah. And when they didn't do it, I would later be like, damn, I really wish I had them
one more time.
Replace it one more time, because, you know.
Actually, not thinking about it, my biggest one, and low-key, it only happens with women and like pretty ass chicks, but it's like, you better not fuck my tattoo up. You better not fuck it up.
Now I'm gonna fuck that shit up.
Yeah, no,
just because
I hate
you said that shit. It's like
I want it to be very skinny. You better not fuck that up. I'm gonna fucking come back if you fuck that up, and it'll be like excessive. It's like, this is my first tattoo. You better not fuck it up. And it's like, bro, why are you even fucking here? Nah, shit. I get that shit.
I had one girl to be like, she was so annoying, and it was for like a $40 fucking tattoo. We were running a special in Hialeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that's probably why you don't get over there. I got these fucking yachties from Fort Lauderdale and Boca coming over here to get tattooed, and they're like,
send them to me. When I come guest spot, send them to me. I'll take them all. I'll be like, don't worry, baby, I got you.
And yachting season's coming up. All those Aussie motherfuckers. What's that? Australians, South Africans.
My son could do a killer Australian voice. Yeah.
It's funny to talk. It's funny talking about Australians. There's this guy that I watch online, Youngbloods.
Okay.
And he does like he goes fishing and he goes boating all the time. He jumps on the islands of Australia. And the cool thing, he'll catch a fish and he'll cook it right there on the beach.
That's right.
But the guy's 22 years old and he's Australian, like I said. And he just does like outdoor videos of fishing.
All these fucking kids, this new generation are literally they're coming into themselves like at a very young age because of the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, where was this shit around when I was growing up? Like, why couldn't I set up? I feel like the girl who does my lashes, she's 18, fucking 18, runs her own business, promotes and markets.
But you know why I feel herself. You know why? It's because our parents are too busy, like, go to college, do this. While right now it's like, yo, you can make it on your own at 16.
Be an artist. Yeah.
Do whatever you want and do it. Like, another thing is a lot of these kids are, since they're kind of being like stimulated to like be their own hustlers at a young age, I feel like they're doing it in the years while they're still at home. You get what I'm saying?
True. So they don't have the expenses.
They don't have expenses. They're not stressed because look, and like we were just talking about having kids at a young age. It's like you get to a point that now you got to maintain this life. That's a whole nother thing you got to worry about. You know what I mean? All that shit, like all that little, not having all that extra stress in life.
Not having a life.
Yeah. You're technically able to fucking achieve what you want. Because I remember.
Focus on you guys.
Yeah. If you bet on yourself, I guarantee you're going to fucking feel. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it. Like, even myself, I remember my whole life, I was always like athletic and shit, but I was never like fully into being an athlete. And I remember like my last senior year going into college, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to be a full-blown athlete. I would run from my house all the way to Dania Beach was 7 miles. So I'd run that almost every other day.
Damn.
I would do about 30 miles on my bike for just fucking fun.
Fucking legs.
Yeah, for just leg riding fun. And yo, I would eat right. Like I wouldn't eat past 6, only drank water. And I had that lifestyle for like a year and a half. I even had a car and I was like, no, I'm riding my bike. Cause I just want to be like, and my mom even to this day kind of hates like Josh is such a fucking hippie ass motherfucker. But it's like I loved it. But yo, I was so lean. I was like 30% body fat. I benched like 300 pounds. I've always had strong legs. So like even back then, I was still squatting like 1,000 pounds. Like,
Same.
yo.
I've always had really.
So I was like, yo, that shit was like
Sturdy
awesome.
notes.
And the fact was that little time I was just at home. I had my 3 meals. There was no stress. I was a beach bum, fucking did my job, went to the beach all fucking day, and it was just life, yo.
I can't wait to get back to the beach.
Oh, I mean, the beach is getting nice now. It's just choppy, the weather.
I saw the new tattoos, so I'm trying to like pump them in now.
How's that stomach one been
The
feeling?
stomach one is fucking raw. I love this shit.
That's dope. The
it's not
idea
done.
and the negative space, I like it.
No. It's gonna be shaded in.
All in?
Yeah. We're gonna go in. Well, he's going in.
Yeah.
I'm just taking the shit.
That shit still sucks.
And it's all from the dome, man. So the first session was like
I saw that you guys drew it out on
you. He fucking drew it out, but that all came from his fucking imagination. There was no game plan. I sent him a couple of inspiration type stuff. I told him I wanted a monster. I told him I wanted the teeth right above the crotch area. And he ran with it. He fucking killed it. The first session, no numbing, nothing.
I got my stomach done by Ray Ray with no numbing at first, and that was the worst.
Oh, the worst.
And I did 7 hours, and mine's just big as letters.
Too bad. Like it wasn't too bad. And then as we progressed, like 4 or 5 hours, by like the 2.5 hour, and on the rib cage, like here, anything on the sides.
I got my portrait of my mom and my son on my ribs. My son actually got it done by Robert Foe in Hawaii on his his penthouse like studio that he has in Honolulu. Sick as shit. But honestly, that one was not that bad. But I was kind of bitching because I remember the whole time. No, it was like right here.
I just tatted a girl there like 2 days ago, and I didn't realize.
The side panza.
Right, you got your little love handles here. I didn't realize how long it was gonna take me. And I was like, fuck, I had her stretch like a ballerina stretch. She must have hated my guts by the time it was done. And I really didn't realize how long it was gonna take me to get everything in. Stretching wise.
I got lucky as fuck. So long story short, what happened with me is I was like, damn, I want to get a tattoo while I'm in Hawaii. This is the first time also I took my mom to a trip. Like I finally had enough money.
Were you working or?
No, like out there?
Oh, you were just
I just went there to surf. It was the last like 2 weeks of the winter season. And I've always wanted to surf like Pipeline, which is where they made the movie Blue Crush. Okay. Remember in Blue Crush, you're like, oh my God, you're gonna surf Pipeline, you're crazy. So it's like I've always wanted to surf that spot. And and it's just like a surfer's dream to be there, especially in the wintertime. It's just like a perfect swell. But anyways, so I was like, damn, I kind of want to get tattooed. I honestly didn't even know who Robert Foe is, but that's because that's how I am. Because I just don't really try to like focus on other artists. Right. I just do me.
I'm like that too, but I know he's big time.
Yeah, he's huge. Like he has this dope ass shop in Vegas that like each booth is frosted glass and shit. They got a shoe store and an ice cream store and a barber shop in it. Like it's fucking nuts. And apparently that's all under his company's brand shit. But
that's dope.
But anyways, I was looking through fucking shops, and then out of nowhere, this shop I found it. I like the work, and again, I didn't even know who it was, so I called them, and then I told them like, "This is my budget. I just want a portrait of my son, and this is what I got." So they told me to call me back, but they're booked, but they'll see what's up. Eventually, they called me the next day and say, "Hey, Robert has an opening. His thing canceled. He has a 3-hour window." That he can tattoo, do you want it? And he can do your portrait in 3 hours. And I was like, really? In 3 hours? And again, I still didn't know who he was. So I was like, damn, a nigga can finish a portrait in 3 hours on the side of my ribs. And then whatever. Got there. I saw everyone was like all hype. My boy's like, yo, you're getting tattooed by Robert Foe? And I was like, yeah. And then I saw his page. I really searched him up. But he killed it. Yo, it was like actually one of my favorite tattoos. Oh my gosh, sure. It's like the one with the long hair.
I see mom. I don't see
my mom's here. My son's probably back here.
Yeah, I'm like, lift it up higher. Now I see him.
He's back here.
Oh,
but like, and it's kind of big. It was big, and he did it in 3 hours, and the whole time my mom's sitting there. A lot of people
know their shit, man. A lot of people. I think realism really scares me. Portraits scare me. Because again, if you fuck up a feature on a fucking face, you're gonna notice that shit. You can't hide that.
No, 100%. And yeah, that's so true.
I think that's why I never got realism tattoos. Like literally, I've been getting tattoos since 16. I'm 33, and this was the first year that I got portraits on me. I got Dracula and Frankenstein. And now I'm like, wow, why did I waste so much time doing all this other simple line work style things when it's so smooth? You know, realism tattoos are, if when done right.
Yeah. And I like it when they go a little bit dark because I got this one. This one was like, it's not realistic, but it was a Statue of Liberty portrait. And it was really dark kind of at the beginning, but it faded so much that you can't even see the
It's like a pinup style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so faded.
Right. I like mine dark too.
Yeah, because then they actually will hold. Yeah. You know?
Saturated. Yeah. But they look badass too.
But I know, I honestly, like, as I got older, I wish I would have got, like, taken the time and made more shit look flow and, like, more like how you see in the Houston shows. Like, my boy Drew, my boy Honcho and his brother.
I don't really know Drew like that. I do know, what's his face? Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. White boy.
Oh, Ryan.
Like, Ryan, yeah. Out of all of them, I met Drew that weekend because my friend was photographing him. But
okay.
I really like Ryan's like.
Oh, Ryan, he has that real dark shit.
That dark shit, yeah.
I
vampire looking shit.
Yeah, but no, they both work at the same shop. But like, when you see their work, like when it's a full solid piece, it just looks so smooth and like the saturation, like they just like the way they contrast into the skin and all that. So it's like. And like I said, Drew has like one of my favorite pieces on my boy Honcho, and they're two brothers. But like the shit that he has, like the spokes, like the elbows. You know, in Houston they got elbows on shit in their cars, and then he has that one tower in Houston that should just like it just looks so dope. The girl smoking on the forearm with the glasses, and the glasses look like, and it's all black and
reflective.
So it's all black and gray, but like it reads so good. And I wish I would have done that like full on instead of like. Mine's more of like a.
How do you feel about laser removal?
Never. I would never do it.
No, not even to like make room.
No, and I don't even believe in blackouts either.
Oh no!
Like full blackouts.
I feel like I would layer in blackout. I don't know about full blackouts.
I like the windowing blackouts.
Yeah, like background type.
Yeah, so like let's say you do like a big ass flower, and then you can see the other tattoo under it through the flower, and then you black out around the flower. So like you do like flower patterns and just black out. Or even like my boy John West does.
The white over the black.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of no, I've seen those too. When they just go black as fuck, and then they go white. I think that shit's crazy. Like I'm like, how
do you do that?
Yeah, how? Right. But then there was this one guy that was going viral. He did a black sleeve and then he did the cat on it. Did you see that one? And the cat was full color.
I don't think so.
And he did full color on a black sleeve.
That's crazy.
And that's
I didn't think you could color black with color.
But you gotta probably the thing is like you still gotta understand that we're tattooing on top. So I feel like probably they're getting better with the pigmentations. Like the tattoo ink's actually becoming more opaque. That's all I can think of. Because that shit like
you'll have to send me that.
It was literally a black sleeve, and then he drew it on with marker. And then he did the tattoo, and the cat was fully colored, like full on colored.
There's some people who really blow my mind in this industry.
Oh, I know. And you're like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Right. For me.
Yeah, so like we were just talking about traditional artists versus like neo-traditional artists. Yeah, sure, they have the same principled name in the inside of them, but neo-traditional artists are definitely pushing themselves to be the next level of like, they're pushing their art to the next level versus just like we said.
Be more captivating.
Yeah. Like you got to be able to evolve and push yourself to do more. Like we were just saying, you don't want to be stagnant with even not just an artist, but anything in life. I feel like that's where you start losing yourself.
Right.
You want to keep pushing, evolving, wanting more for yourself.
I think I've become addicted to change for reasons like that. It's addicted like literally addicted to change. That's the only thing promised.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to be in the same four fucking walls.
Yeah.
That shit's killer.
But I feel like that's...
To the imagination.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I get... Now that you said that, now I see why you do a lot of guest spots.
Yeah, yeah.
But that also gives you a
Can't take
drive.
it
So
too
like
long.
it's funny because like I never say names, but I do bring up stories. So the last shop I was working at, my boss goes to me, he's like, Josh, I don't think you're really into tattooing. I think you should go back into like graffitiing and doing all your paintings and stuff because you're really not here. So I don't feel like you're really devoted to tattooing. But in my head, I was like, bro, I go to fucking conventions. I go to conventions
Well, you got to be
twice a month.
inspired,
Yeah. But
which a
another
part of
thing is
that
like,
is life.
you're going to these shows every 2 months. Even if you put their name out or not, these people are gonna follow your Instagram, see that you work at this shop. So how are you gonna tell me I'm not devoted to tattooing? At that point, you might as well have been like, you're not devoted to the shop, and I don't like you leaving all the time. You know what I mean?
It's a balance, and honestly, I feel like I'm very blessed for the people that I work with, and we share a similar mindset because they're very much into like do what you got to do to be you, you know? And I'm, like you said, I'm traveling, I'm gone most of the time. And I think to myself sometimes, damn, why do they keep me around? But I think that in itself pushes me to go harder and it pushes me to want to do other stuff. Like I'm really big on marketing. I'm really big on having an internet presence because nowadays you need that shit to survive. Anybody who owns their own business and anything, you need to market that shit on a regular. So I feel like I'm big on that, and I'm also big on like bringing other people up. I love to serve others, and I feel like in doing so, you could never serving others is probably my secret to my blessing. So like everything I have, everything I get is because I'm giving it first.
And I honestly believe in that. I always tell people too is like we live in a time that you got to prove to someone that they're worth your kindness. When back in the day we would treat everyone equally and kind until they proved
That
you
was a
wrong.
standard, right? Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that's how it should be. Like why?
Hello.
And we're back from that chaotic whatever happened. I don't know. Kiko put his hands up. Anyways, so yeah, so to change up the topic from the last one because like why the fuck would we chase that conversation? Anyways, it was a good one while it lasted. But we were just talking about yeah, artists being parents and like yeah, in the industry, how like it literally does change your lifestyle in a way. It does a lot of people in our industry don't really like showcase their kids for whatever reason that might be. And yeah.
Maybe it's that they don't feel the kids are sexy, but the irony behind it all is that our children come from us feeling sexy at one point or another.
Yeah, that can be it. I just feel like people are just trying to like we were talking before about like shows and shit. It's like people are literally living a facade as life. Like they live a certain life that
On the
weekend.
road, right,
Yeah, and
versus what
then
they
yeah,
really have to
and then
deal
it's
with.
honestly not a a conversation. Like I don't know. To me, I would always want to know if someone has a kid. You know, and because it
That's
is
like
part
one
of
of
your
the
life.
first questions I'll ask someone. Are you a parent?
Yeah, because that shit is like
Before even are you with somebody? Are you what you
yeah.
got?
Because another thing is especially if you're in your kid's life, they definitely influence your personality.
I feel like too, if you don't have your kids in your life, I feel like so for me, all my struggles, I rather bring voice to it rather than me hold on to it. You know what I mean? Because that's
I
how
hear that.
cancer is developed and
Yeah.
bullshit like that, literally from stressing shit. So it's therapeutic enough to be able to say, "Oh, I don't have my kid in my life. This is a situation," and you don't have to like downplay or
Yeah.
talk bad about the other parent. Just it's hard, but I focus on the stuff that you like about your kid or
Yeah. And like we were just talking about too, is like one thing is like we were just talking about his tattoos. Ryan Taylor, that dude's such he has 2 daughters, you know,
yeah, he's
and
such a good dad.
yeah, and he's in their lives heavy, and I've always fucked with that. And like you would see him in the streets, like yo, this guy looks shot the fuck out. He's a dirt biker. He's lit as
Right, he's a
shit.
drug addict.
Yeah, but nah, dude, that guy's a dad number one all day. That's
Yeah.
like his first job. And honestly, like and I always told people this shit too, is like me personally, one thing, like when people be like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? My thing was like, I wanted to be a dad. I didn't know like anything in between. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I had a dad in my life, all that shit, but like And even I was just thinking about it the other day.
I feel that though. I wanted to be like a homemaker more than anything.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a dad because to me it's like there's so many jobs. Everyone wants to be something else, but then we kind of forget like we become a parent and like what like you still gotta like
maintain
maintain them and then kind of make it fun for them and like the other day I was telling someone I low key I went fishing with this motherfucker and on the way home, and I didn't lie, when my kids fell asleep, I started like crying, like random as shit. Like I was just like singing the song, and like out of nowhere, the sobs started coming out, and I was like, and I was like, "What's wrong with me?" And it's like in my head, it kind of like what the pain that I can tell you that I was feeling is the fact is that my parents were so busy working, they never like really got to they never got to enjoy and like do shit. They taught me shit. I can't say they never taught me anything, but like yo, like I don't know, like to go out there, go fishing, and like it sounds cheesy as fuck, but like that experience is an unreal, being in the woods and the river with your kids and shit, just having fun, and like
I was gonna say being a kid with your kid,
and it's dope,
awesome,
and like those experiences, and like it's just unreal.
They take you away from the stresses of like modern day, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that shit was just dope. And then like my son, after a while, was tired of fishing, so like him laying there in the canoe, just all like whatever, and my daughter just having the time of her life because with the spot we went, we just like hitting fish on and on. But like my mom never went to like even one of my baseball games, you know what I mean? So it's like it's just crazy to be like the parent that you wish your parents had the time to be.
You know right, I mean? Giving love the way that you wanted. Yeah, love. And I feel like that's another way to unlock your success and it comes back to loving yourself. You wanna promote what you preach, practice what 100%. You preach.
But so like I said, my thing was like I didn't care if I was like the best worker in the world or the best artist. I just wanted to make sure I was like at least a good dad first, and then everything else played out. So it's like, but yeah, like in the shows, like we were just talking, like a lot of those people have families, full blown families, kids and everything, like
kids married, grown, take the fucking ring off on the weekend, be in their 40s.
Yeah, and you would never even know shit about it. And
never it's insane. Know nothing.
And it's funny because like we were just talking about before you got here.
I hate that shit, man. I hate when people be living double lives. It's like be authentic to yourself. Yeah. You're only causing yourself harm.
And I feel like being an artist, like we have, and especially being a tattoo artist. I mean, we're borderline like rock star musicians,
and but
but the thing is, like, out of like comedians and all these jobs, we have the right to do whatever the fuck we want. Like, be whoever the fuck you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, you can literally express yourself and make money as your art, as a tattoo artist. Because another thing is like, you can be a great painter and never even make money. So like tattoos has literally brought an opportunity for artists to make money and then still be yourself, because right now we got some people, and not to like point fingers or judge, we got some characters that work in the industry and you're like, what is that?
Right. But that's also,
and that's dope that they can do that shit.
Yeah. I could drop a few names right now.
Run it.
You don't have to say it.
I know. It's fine. We finished at a good point.
Because it's more work for me. Just when you see it, notice it, close it. I feel like every episode, like we got 2 minutes. Like, no, you don't have to do that.
I feel like the person never knows.
It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
I know because he's with the phone.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
This is for me to work better, and you're giving me such hell with this. I have to cut even that now. All this I have to cut it.
No, you have to leave it.
All right, you ready? You gotta close it. You gotta close it. Ready?
Yeah, we're closing it.
Close it.
Being a parent's pretty cool. But I appreciate you coming. Definitely gotta do it again because, like I said, there was a lot of topics. But again, this is Talk About with Lust. I'm your host, Lust. This is probably the first time I ever did this clean. Kiva doesn't look excited, but hey, I did it.
Hey.
That was probably the cleanest ending ever.
Let's go.
Me? Right before he died, he was like, Josh, I got this badass slutty bitch that wants a fucking Cali. I want you to bang her with me. And I was like, I don't know, Dizzy. I'm good on that, bro. You're like, no, man, she's such a whore. That was his fetish, man. He was a G. He's a G.
Don't do it to yourselves.